Melon head nigga.
Big head ass.
Big head nigga. Hey, yo, welcome back to the #1 podcast
in Canada
that talks about the questions, only about the questions, because
we're all about the questions.
Yo, I'm sorry, I kind of ripped that off real quickly.
Yeah, you spitting, bro.
But what's good with you guys?
Man, I'm blessed,
good, man.
If you was wearing headphones in the first half when we was yelling, bro, you deserve that. Who told you wear headphones?
Right.
Let everybody hear what we talking about.
Oh yeah, turn your speaker on, type shit.
Yeah, like turn me up.
I mean, if they're listening to the podcast, I'm thinking that they would wear a headphone.
Yeah.
Or
all right.
Or what?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Person down to my
Introduce
far
yourself,
left,
bro.
please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, listen. I'm going to say this once. I'm going to say it loud into your eardrums, so please listen up when I'm talking to you. The gal them call me Mr. Beaches. What's up with y'all?
Hello.
Am I right?
To your right, you got your host with the most, the R&B king, Demarcus.
So you just taking
I just fucked up my whole shit. Let me run it back.
Run it back one more time.
You know, it's your host with the most, the R&B king.
Shit. So you are still taking the line,
Demarcus.
though.
I'm still fucking it up. It's cool. We just
Yeah,
gonna-
I honestly
What's
don't
up?
really like. I don't like how you're
Yeah.
taking my host to the most, but it's cool.
What?
Yo, you already know who it is. It's your boy Glue.
What up, Glue?
AKA the Gallus them.
Yes, sirski.
This man's over
That's
here
a
doing his
gallus, bro. That's crazy. Saying you're
Gallus-
pulling,
thing. The
eh?
Gallus to the
Holy, bro. Yo, this guy is
Listen, I'm not
crazy.
that
Sicko with it. Nice with it, isn't
Talk to me
it?
nice.
I like that.
We gotta get a shirt with that though. No
What?
cap. Talk to me nice on it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That'd be sick.
Talk to me nice. I don't know where I originally heard that from.
Yeah.
And I know it's just a common phrase that people use, but I really do appreciate that phrase.
Yeah.
Talk to me nice is one of my mantras. It's something I live by. But anyway, let me hurry this up and let me just tell the people what they need to do. And what they need to do is turn their volumes up real high, ambitions down real low, and get ready to listen to our soothing voices for as much time as we want.
Yes, Sirski. Oh, damn.
Because we done with the time limits. Because we be in the flow of things, and I just be throwing us up when we got to shut it down at a certain point.
Exactly.
I tell you at the beginning it's gonna be 30 minutes, and it's 47, and I'm like, all right, I feel bad now.
Then we have to try to find areas that we don't need. Like we ain't
and
doing
honestly, we're not trying to lie to y'all.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're truthful.
I'm an honest man.
Loyal too.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Yo, you want to go ahead with your segment, bro?
Yes, sir. I will go ahead with my segment. My segment is the Netflix recommendation. Ba-bum. And this week's Netflix recommendation is, I actually had this thing pulled up on my phone for like 45 minutes, and then y'all really made me lose my recommendation. Hold on, let me go back.
I thought you committed
I'm gonna
to
get there.
memory.
I'm gonna get there.
He was
all right,
flexing
cool.
all along,
No,
though.
because I had it on the screen, and then I might have actually screenshot it. Okay, anyway, your Netflix recommendation is I Am Not Okay With This.
Ooh.
So this one is I don't know if there's any horror fanatics in the group. Okay, I know I'm one, and the movie It.
Yeah.
So the leading lady in It, or the girl that was in there, she is actually the main character for the show. Let me tell you, this is probably one of my favorite series that I've watched.
Really?
If you're into Stranger Things, you're gonna like this.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right
All right.
now.
Oh, I just want to let you know, by the way.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody, and they had told me that they asked me if I've ever watched what's that Lock and Key?
Lock and Key.
Yeah, and I was like, wow,
Wow.
that's mad because
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Hey,
Q
no,
Baby
it's
over
fine.
there
Keep
did-
sleeping on me. Keep
I'm
sleeping
gonna
on
keep
me.
sleeping. You know what I'm gonna do though?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna slide it over to my segment.
Go ahead.
Everybody knows it's a favorite segment of the week.
I mean,
And next up, we got your lyric of the week. And this week on lyric of the week, we got a track called Track Star
Okay.
by Mooski.
Okay.
And on that track,
wow.
he says,
Quote.
"She's a runner. She's a track star."
Yo, run that back.
No,
Run that back. The same voice. No, run that back.
You ain't
No.
taking yourself seriously. I know you're not taking yourself seriously right now, bro.
Run that back. Run that back.
Yeah, let me come.
I kind of like that though.
No. Let me come correct.
No, that was nice, bro.
That's not the part I thought he was gonna use, bro. Go ahead.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
no, you want some
Do it like
bullshit.
he was
No,
doing
you
it.
need to do the voice.
Do it like how he was doing.
All right.
Give it
Give me
to
a
him.
second.
Give it to him.
She's a runner. She's a track star. She gonna run. You can't be laughing.
I did not make a sound.
You can't be doing that, bro.
And we call you the R&B king, bro. You're on stage. Hold on. You're on stage, bro. There's millions of people watching you. Okay, and you're trying to perform.
Dude in the front row's just cracking up, bro.
Hey, see, the thing is, with COVID and all, I ain't been on the stage in a minute. You feel me?
I feel you.
So I kind of
but
lost my touch with
It's
it.
okay. Just focus.
That's facts.
I'm trying, so y'all won't let me.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
She's a runner. She's a track star. All right, she gonna run away when it gets hard. She can't take the pain. She can't get scarred. She hurt anyone that gets involved.
Unquote.
Y'all killed my segment, bro.
Bro, I wasn't laughing. I was with you all the way.
I'm off, y'all. I'm off, y'all.
Y'all got me sweat. All right, Glue, go ahead, bro.
Yo, you already know what it is. It's the best segment of the week because obviously the lyric of the week is choking. And it is why I can't fuck with you. And I can't fuck with you if you don't know what no means. And if you out here just following random girls to their cars and shit, bro. Like, what's going
What's going on in Calgary,
right now, bro?
Now,
100.
Deadass.
100.
A friend of mine told me that 2 coworkers of hers have had people follow her from the spot, the restaurant she be working at, all the way back to the crib. I'm like, the hell? Why
are we doing this?
Since when was this goddamn thing? Man?
Yeah. I remember we talked about this even like earlier. I don't know if you were on the podcast yet. We were talking about like stories about like dudes are just doing way too fucking much, bro. Yeah. And that is one of that. Y'all gotta fucking.
I just don't get it. Like
God.
I don't understand. Like, okay, cool. It happened at one time, and now y'all think it's cool just to fuck around and do it, or is it like you guys are actually doing it, or like what is it? Like, why?
I don't think we'd ever be able to get in the mind of a sicko. Like, those guys are fucked. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, get your shit together, bro.
Same time, if you're trying to walk somewhere, you needed somebody to walk with you. Hey, give me a call.
Literally, bro. I remember back in like they ain't gonna vote with you. I remember back in like high school, like right when I turned 18 and my friends were 18. Like, there was like a group of girls that were part of my friend group, and I'd always be like, yo, like no matter what the time is, y'all can hit me up. I'll pick you up, bro. Like I was out literally. My mom was like, "Why do you go out every week at like 2 a.m?" Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "I'm picking up these women from the club, bro, because I'm not trying to hear any stories about later on when I could have just woke my ass up and picked them up." So realistically, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, y'all. Like realistically, though, I'm sorry that they even have to do that. That's fucked up. Anyway,
I know
let's
we're
start it
gonna
up.
jump into this week's episode.
Yes, sir, Ski.
Right? And so this week we're gonna talk about the hook, right? And
Okay.
so playing on a bit of last week's episode. The hook is essentially when you're not ready, or you might be seeing somebody, right?
Yeah.
And y'all have gotten to a certain point where you're not looking for more, but they are.
Yeah.
And so you got to cut them off with them because that's the right thing to do when they want a relationship, you don't. Like obviously, typically you don't want a relationship with them, but you don't want to say that. So what you do instead, you tell them, "Oh, I'm not ready for a relationship right now." And so what you're doing in that sense is you're sort of giving them a little bit of hope, giving them something to hang on, because maybe he's not ready for one right now. But if I keep trying and I keep at it, eventually he's gonna get there. And that's the hook we talking about,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so off the rip, I just want to know, what do y'all think you'll be gaining for keeping people on the hook?
Confidence.
Confidence?
Oh,
Pretty much,
whoa.
What's up?
Fight, bro. I'm hitting the gun drop on that one.
You
bro.
like that one?
Fire.
Yeah,
Why?
100%.
Why? Explain that to me because I don't really rap. I can't. Really.
You can't rap your confidence. So if like realistically speaking, if I hit and now I'm like I'm not really about this, you know what I mean? But hey, I don't want you to go too far. And I know solely on the purpose that I could rekindle that flame just off the basis of what my what's the word I'm looking for? My performance was, to say the least.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you was throwing it down.
I was throwing it down,
Okay.
and now my performance was so amazing that now I could just keep this human being just stuck.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just they're not being able to move past the situation because it was so proper. That's a huge confidence boost.
Okay. What about you? Why are you thinking people doing that? Keeping people on the hook.
Man, I'm gonna.
Because you the hook connoisseur. You
100.
the OD hooker. So I just want to know why you be doing it.
Okay, number one, like, why you coming at me?
I'm just saying, like, we just gonna call it out, right?
I'm
gonna hold you accountable. Type
I don't think that's the adjective though.
No.
I personally don't think I'm the hook connoisseur. I don't think I keep girls on the hook.
Okay.
I'm very okay.
So you wouldn't say you're a hooker, is what you're telling us.
No, I don't think I'm a hooker.
Okay. So then why do you think people would keep people on the hook then? That's what I want to know.
Okay, well, just to finish off what I was gonna say, I'm the type of person who doesn't really care. Like, if you want to leave my life, you can leave my life. I don't really care, and I can let you go. But I have to agree with Mr. Beaches over there talking about confidence, bro. Because it's kind of like, yo, if I could do this to you, I know I could do this to another shorty. You know what I mean? As in, like, if you're throwing it down so good and you're hooked on me, right? I could do that to another shorty. But also, I think that, like, and I'm not trying to speak for girls, but I think that, like, girls also are in tune with their emotions. So if I give you, like, a little bit of an emotional attachment plus throwing down good dick, I feel like that's a confidence boost.
So okay.
And how do you feel about that?
For me, I think it's more like in terms of what I'd be gaining from that is just, to me, it's a bit of comfortability. It's the fact of just like knowing that I got somebody on, like, that's always going to be there. And so, as someone who deals with issues with, be fear of being alone, or just like trying to work through the idea of being on their own and not really having those ties with these women at any point in time, knowing that I got somebody that, I'm not giving her what she wants in terms of relationship, but I've given her enough where she gonna wait type shit. Or she gonna be on a back burner, or she gonna be trying to get me to that point where I have a relationship. So no matter what I do in my regular day, I know at the end of the day I got some comfort, some companionship, and a goddamn nut.
So this kind of comes back to okay, but this kind of comes back to like what we were talking about last week, even where the fact is like you're giving just enough that you could still have your own situation going on, but elsewhere happening. But like you still want this person in your life as sort of just to be around. Like you're just leeching off of their emotions.
That's a hook.
Yeah, that's a hook right there.
And
that's
so,
a hook.
I don't know. I don't really think it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's where when I think about like the why, I think that for me personally, I think the why stems from a place of comfortability and just knowing that I got something like almost secure that's like at the back.
Okay, so sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question, but if you have a question too,
I was just gonna say, have you guys ever seen the I don't know if there's a big How I Met Your Mother fan group over here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, that one episode where they talked about having each other on the hook, and Ted Mosby's, he's going to that girl's house. He's like, yeah, and she's just saying right now. Yeah. So just not right now.
Exactly, and that's what I meant. That's literally what the hook is. It's just selling you on the idea that it's like. It's not the I don't want a relationship with you. Yeah. It's the I don't want a relationship right now. Yeah. So if I were to hear that from a shorty, I would think, well, okay, she doesn't want one right now. Like I actually wouldn't think this, but I would,
we're putting in the mindset of somebody might.
She actually doesn't want one right now, but you know what? If things are going great and we vibing and everything's chill, then at some point in time she gonna reach a point where she's ready for one. And when she is, who else you gonna pick other than me? And I've been riding with her from time.
Mr. A1 around here. You know what I mean?
At that point, that's the hook, bro.
I mean, do you think it's okay to do that?
Keep people on the hook.
Yeah. Like I know we kind of touched on that last time, but I mean, like if somebody, I guess my question is it okay to do that if you let somebody know? Because obviously the right thing to do is like let somebody know. But if you let them know and they're okay with it, do you think you need to be the stand-up person and be like, you know what? It's your emotions that I'm worried about. Should I just let you go, or do I continue going with it?
I've literally been in positions where I'll tell you exactly, hey, like, I can't give you this. You're never going to get this from me. I don't think, you the one for me. I don't want to be with you. And they'll still be down to ride with just the little, like, they'd rather, and I literally hate it, but I'd rather have some of you than none of you.
Yeah.
I hate that idea. To me, it's like you got to respect yourself at some point in time. You got to have certain standards for yourself. And I can't bear to watch you settle for less than the standards that I know you deserve. And so to me, I think if they put it on you and be like, well, no, I'm okay with it. At that point, that's when we're talking about last week where like, you got to take the onus on yourself and do the right thing. Like, so when you look in the mirror, you got to be comfortable with who you see in the mirror. You know what? I stay true to myself. And I'm not the kind of person who would, leave somebody on the hook. I'm not the kind of person who would sell somebody on an idea of a relationship that they're never actually going to get. You just got, it's a dead thing. You cut it off and you let them go. You give them that opportunity to heal, recover from that, and then find something that is better suited for them. Because obviously that shit ain't you.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
That's how.
And again, in my experience with like the whole hook side of things, like I'm not really the type to really put people on it, but I've been on it in the sense that like I've been talking to people for so long, like just months on end. Like I'll just be having a general conversation, or I'm like the person that they talk to the most, but they aren't trying to see anything with me, so then they'll go find a relationship. Like let's say I'm just good friends with them on Instagram, like we be talking on Instagram. They find a boyfriend and they will just block me like on Instagram, and then next thing you know, she's single, I get unblocked, add it back, and then they're just talking to me again like nothing happened. And we're talking months and like 8 months in between. You just disappear and then come back one day. So that's like the sort of hook that I've had to deal with, where it's like I kind of sit back and I'm like, you really think that like I don't know what's going on here? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So
I think
there's a different kind of hook too. What about the hooks that are like, all right, so I'm gonna tell you that, hey, I'm I'm not ready for a relationship right now. And so, they're sort of on the hook, on the back burner. You call them up once a week type shit. They pull up to the crib, get smashed out, whatever.
Okay.
Next thing they know, you in a full-blown relationship, and the whole time you was telling them that you wasn't ready for a relationship right now.
See, that's some shit. I've been in that situation.
And that's the shit where you want to hear, I'm not looking for a relationship with you.
yeah, exactly.
They're trying to take the easy way out. They're trying to let you down softly and not hurt your feelings by saying right now, but by doing so, giving you hope, and then further on hurting your feelings and doing the damage that they could have done earlier, and probably in a more respectful way, but doing so in a more disrespectful way. Because now it's like, you didn't want to be with me, but now you're in a relationship. So like, what was wrong with me? So now you got me thinking like, hey, like, am I not enough? Am I not good enough? And
see, and that's kind of like a fuck boy tendency,
right?
Like I would say,
for sure.
But what happens if like y'all are both okay with just like fucking with each other for the time being? Because for instance, like COVID's a lonely time. So if you find somebody that you're vibing with, but you guys you're just not gelling, right? And both of you guys have decided like, hey, like this, I don't really see this going any further. I fuck with you, but I just don't think it's gonna get to that point. Like, is it okay at that point just to continue going?
That doesn't work.
It's just friends with benefits.
I don't think that works.
No?
I don't.
Until I find somebody else?
No, at some point, somebody gets hurt. Like
Somebody's getting hurt. Though.
Somebody's for sure. Either you or her is getting hurt. If you guys both decided, hey, like we're gonna keep doing this thing where we link each other all the time when we sleep each other or whatnot, but we're not going cross that boundary into going into the relationship aspect of things. The amount of time you spend with somebody, that's going to create some sort of level of emotions or affection towards one another, and at that point, somebody's going to get hurt at some point.
Okay.
So I just don't think that idea of, okay, we're both on the same page. So maybe that page that y'all think y'all on, y'all really ain't on that page. Because I give y'all 2 weeks.
Yeah.
After spending 2 weeks, let's say you spend the next 2 weeks, 14 days, nonstop, boot up, motherfucking bamf. I guarantee you come back to Calgary, you're going to be like,
trip.
all right, so, well, what are we?
Well, 100%.
You know?
If I'm going to Banff with you, I'm not.
Well, I mean,
There's
I got time off work. I'm trying to step out, have a little vacation, and I don't want to go by myself. I have this friend that I kick it with all the time, and we be fucking, but we're not really that deep. So what's wrong with bringing them along to a trip to Banff?
See, this literally.
that's different though, because I'm thinking. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm thinking like if I talk to you, right, and we have this understanding, and this is where I kind of understand like the whole like not like friends with benefits, but like kind of that range of area is where it's like I have sexual relations with you, so it's gonna be hard to tell that other person if you are sleeping with another girl or if you're the girl sleeping with another guy or whatever may have you, right? But as soon as you break that barrier, I really do think that you're able to do that. So it's like if we are sleeping with each other, we know it's not gonna work. But then I'm like, hey, I'm going out on dates or whatever, and I'm coming back to you being like, hey, like I met this girl and she's really cool, and I think I want to see where that goes, but I still want to smash you. Is that cool with you? I think if you like put it on the table, that might work. You know what I mean?
The fuck are you talking
Blue over
about?
here with his open relationship.
Yo, you literally on that open relationship,
You
bro.
No, I'm dead ass though.
I know you are. That's the problem, bro.
That makes sense, and that's a respectful thing to do because you are then open. You're letting them know when you're informing them. But what's going to happen is that relationship, that connection, that contract you have set up with that person, that's over.
Listen.
That's typically over. Ain't nobody trying to share nothing.
Bro,
But this is what I'm saying though, because I know a situation, bro, and it's a situationship.
Bro.
And like they were talking to each other, they figured out it's not gonna work, but they rather be with somebody during this really lonely time than to just give it up and just like not have anything to do.
Can I say something?
What? Go ahead, bro.
Work on yourself.
Thank
If
you.
that's you, look at me right now. This is, and I know. Listen, if you're on the audio, we're gonna have to get you over to the video for just this brief moment. Look at me in the eyes real quick. If that's you, work on yourself, okay? Because we ain't doing that, all right? Get some self-respect. Say, hey, it's okay for me to be alone for a few months, and I'm not going to go crazy, and find it within yourself to really be okay with
But
that.
you guys are saying that like it's so easy because for you it might be easy, but for another person it might not be that easy.
It's not. I can tell you firsthand that is not easy. But that's a jump you got to take for yourself.
You gotta take that
You
jump.
can't actually wrap your head around the idea. Like it's hard for me to set up on the idea that, okay, well, we've both had a conversation how this isn't going anywhere. And so I'm gonna keep looking, searching for some shit. And then when I find some shit, I'm gonna come to you and have a conversation with you, like, okay, like, yeah, I've met this girl I really like, and although you and I have been kicking it with each other, I want to see where that goes, and then go and do that. Like that.
That's wild to me.
Okay, so
you get one trip of life. Okay.
See, so that would be the respectful thing to do. But I think what you're saying is more so like, have you already started sleeping with that person, and then have you slept with that person?
Yeah. What's the new person's whole situation?
Or have you not slept with that person yet? You've just started talking to the person, and you're infatuated with the idea of the person, and you want to pursue that. And so before you pursue that, the respectful thing to then do is then have a conversation with the person you are currently sexually involved with before you then branch off and do that.
That's exactly number 2.
And so when you're having that conversation with her, are you trying to get to a point where she still remains there and on the hook, or is it a cut and then go see that option?
Well, now this is where it comes into play. Like, it depends on what she's saying. If she's like, you know what, I understand that you have a new person, but
wait. Why does it depend on what she's saying? If you really are curious about this other girl and you want to go and try it out with her, why would you want to go and try it out with her? And in your head, how does it make sense? How behind your back you got something to fall back on, so you're not really gonna give it your all because you ain't got nothing to lose, because at the end of the day you got something back at the crib waiting for you.
Well, I mean, you're probably just a messy man, bro.
Well, have you ever talked to somebody that was like friends with benefits, and then the benefit in that situation went and got into a relationship? You ever talk to someone like that?
No.
I've been there.
They pretty hurt, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like that I don't think I have ever, and I know there's everyone's gonna say I'm that person. All right, cool, you're capping, it's fine, but there's always like the one person's getting hurt in that situation.
But I feel like it's because that person didn't break the barrier saying, hey, I'm looking at another relationship. It's just kind of like they just lay it on you and they're like, boom, I'm in another relationship.
I think literally either way, like they're just like, oh, so you're just gone then. Because at the end of the day, we're humans. So, like, they're just going to be like, oh, you're just gone? That's okay. Whatever. I'm not mad.
Well, fair. I mean, like...
See, my thing right now is I think we're almost like the scope is too big. And I want to try about like
narrow
it down a little bit, right? I'd like to know, though, like the question that pops up in my mind when I think about narrowing it down is like, what problems does keeping people on the hook create, right? For me, when I think about that question, the problem I think of is the idea of, okay, if you keep somebody on the hook, that person's there for them rainy nights, right? You then find somebody else. That person now sees that you in a full blown relationship, and now you hurting that person internally, because I feel like then they then take it personally in the fact that, oh, like he didn't want to be with me, something's wrong with me, and that's a problem that I'd rather not have. Or let's say you reach the point where you're ready to pursue, this other situation, full-heartedly. But the night before, you got to get one last one off with your little hook girl right here, right? And fuck, she can find out you was in a relationship, get pissed off, and hit your girl up, and be like, hey, just so y'all know, I was with your man's last night. Like, that's a problem.
What's the thing?
I ain't trying to
No, that's fair. And I feel like the true problem that comes from that is that you aren't taking the other person's emotions into consideration.
Right.
So if that's like what's gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's just an abrupt thing, in my opinion, this is how I believe it. If it's an abrupt thing, or if it's you told them you had this conversation, it's still like obviously a friends with benefits situation where it's like that, you just kept someone on the hook, because on the hook is different from friends with benefits, right? Friends with benefits is like you guys both just agreed to boink, that's all it is. On the hook means that someone you gave someone the hope that they're going to be able to be with you. Now, if you are cutting that off to go be in another relationship because you weren't ready with that person, so it was really, you're gonna make it feel like it was their fault that you weren't ready for this relationship, and now you're in a new one. That's messed up.
Yeah. And that's when we start playing on people's insecurities, or we start building new insecurities within other people. And damn, if you've ever been in a situation when you meet somebody else and you can pick up on some of the insecurities they picked up from other relationships, I don't want to be the kind of person who's adding to the plethora of insecurities that us as humans already naturally have and create in our heads. So I don't want you feeling and beating yourself up, being like, hey, well, how come he don't want me? Like that one scene in motherfucking Fresh Prince when Will's over here like, well, how come he don't want me, man? Like, I don't want to do that to somebody.
That's facts.
That's fair.
That's
what
facts.
Problems do you have a problem in your head that you think that would be created from keeping somebody in the hook? Because I know you be doing it all the time, so I'm sure there's a lot of problems arise for you.
I think like a couple problems could arise. Like, I think one, resentment for sure. I think resentment as probably the number one, because like I'm playing
Yeah.
with your heart, right?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And so number two, I would also think is like manipulation and power,
Right.
right?
Right.
So evidently, the resentment is going to come from me
that.
manipulating the situation that we're in. So I already know how you feel towards me. I already know that you're looking for something more. I obviously can't offer that. So if I'm going to be that type of person, I'm going to hold you there in order to be like, hey, I know that she wants me. I know that I can get like at least sex out of her. I know I can get like an emotional benefit out of her. So I have like everything I need without actually committing.
Yeah.
And then when it turns around and like now you want to leave and you have like no just reasoning for leaving.
They've not poured essentially everything into you, and he's gonna leave with that.
Yeah.
Exactly,
right.
right?
Like-
And that's where the resentment comes into play.
And it's crazy. Like, I generally think like just like the idea of the hook is it's just a very manipulative concept in its own, because you understand that as the person who says that, hey, like I'm not ready for a relationship right now. I really like how things are going right now, and like I'm really comfortable. Everything's going really good, but I'm just not seeing myself in a relationship right now. All right, you're giving that person hope. So now, as that person, you're in a very manipulative position because you are now the initiator of this sort of hook, and now you're now the initiator of this emotional, I guess, control you have now, because you know what they want, right? They want something more.
Oh, for sure.
But you're adamant about not wanting something deeper. So now, at that point, now you have all the power.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, you can see how that power can be manipulated in a way where you now can work in a way where you're getting the things that you want, i.e., all the benefits of being in a relationship without actually being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And now this person is continually pouring into you and trying to prove to you that you are worthy of being with, and you are they are worthy of being with, and they are worthy of being in a relationship or whatnot, and they're getting essentially nothing out of it. But what you do as a manipulator is you make it feel like they're getting something out of it. You make it feel as if they are achieving something, they are accomplishing something daily or whatnot, because that's what keeps them on that hook.
Yeah.
You give them just enough attention, just enough affection that they keep coming back, but you do so in a way where there's a boundary where not to cross that boundary, because once you cross that boundary, then it's like, okay, now we're in relationship territory. And so in general, man, that whole hook shit is just emotional.
Yeah.
abuse,
100%. Like
emotional
realistically,
manipulation.
I think I was kept on the hook for a little bit as well. So like I don't have a lot of experience like doing it. Like I know I have done it before, but in probably the most mildest sense of the term, where it's like I haven't even really, like, people want to talk to me and I'll be like, yeah, like we'll hang out one day, but I just never really do it. So like that's the only thing, but I'll still give them attention. But my whole situation was that like I was kept on the hook where it was like they said they weren't ready, but they also said that they like wanted me to be around, but still acted however the hell they wanted, and then said that, oh, you can't tell me how to act because we're not dating or we're not together. And then that went on for a while, and all the time, because that's like not something I experienced. Like I'm just like, oh, like this is just eventually we'll get over this and it'll be able to turn into something real and all that kind of stuff. So
I think like
I got an example of like being the person that put people on hooks, right?
Yeah.
Like I think a couple years ago, and this is way back, I remember being in a situation where I didn't view this person as if they were in the category of wifey type material. I didn't view them as a person that I could walk down the street holding arms with and like be like, that's my girl. So
yeah.
But that being said, I enjoyed her as a person. I enjoyed spending time with her. I enjoyed the affection I was getting. I enjoyed the physical intimacy I was getting.
Yeah.
And so I was still adamant, but up front been like, hey, like I'm not looking for a relationship. But at the same time, I'm literally going on dates with you. We leaving the goddamn city. We going on trips. We doing all sorts of shit. And I know, and at this day and age, that whenever you're doing that, emotions are gonna arise.
Yeah.
And so knowing that, I sort of controlled or manipulated the situation where I would get the things that I wanted, which was everything but a relationship. Because in my head, I didn't want a relationship. And in my head, the way it worked out, well, she's getting my attention. She's getting essentially my exclusivity to a certain degree, and so she's just gonna have to she's gonna have to rock with this. And what ends up happening is at a certain point, like this could go on for a number of years, and it really did go on for a number of years. But at a certain point, you know, they gonna break off because they gonna realize that, you know, you're not the person that they want to be with, because, you know, you've clearly kept them on the hook for a long period of time. And then once they break off, like, they're fully gone.
Yeah.
And so I've had situations where, like, they've broken off, tried to move on, and my toxic ass has been like,
Stop right there.
Bring that ass here, boy.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Now they're back in this.
Hit him with the
Yeah,
IMY.
I think like as the person who's the one on the hook, so you don't have any control of the situation.
Yeah.
I feel like you really need to look at how that person is moving and realize that you're on the hook. And I feel like as soon as you realize that you're on the hook, set boundaries to make that person work.
Oh yeah. If
You know
you
what I
want
mean?
to see if they're
So, like,
actually
if you're
working.
gonna
If you want.
Yeah. If you want to see
Yeah, if you
what
want them. If you know you're being played, and you're like, you know what, like, if you have to play the game, play the game.
Yeah.
You know
At
what I
that
mean?
point, it is a game. Now.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a
100%.
bit of a tug and pull,
tug of war.
Tug of war, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, well, how do I know I'm being played here. How do I switch the roles? How do I get back on top? How do I get in a position of power again?
It's
All right,
very
well,
easy.
Well, you know,
just cut.
He invites me every night over at 10:30, and I never see the outside of his bedroom, and so he clearly only wants one thing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just not going to give it to him.
Exactly.
I'm not giving him that pum pum.
It's facts.
All right, now, well, shit, like, I know you want me to come over late at night, but I got an early morning. I was wondering if, you know, if you wanted to catch lunch instead. You can do certain things to sort of flip it and make it so that it's almost as if they're working again for that.
Facts.
Yeah.
And like personally, I don't think anybody should need to You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I personally feel like nobody ever needs to work for a relationship. There should never be
That's facts.
No, like I mean, there, work. You always have to work while
Work,
in a
but
relationship. But
not
you never need to
fight
work
for-
for somebody. So if like I don't,
I don't think it should ever be a
what are
power
you talking
struggle.
about?
I feel different. I feel different.
Why?
I don't think it should ever be
I
a power
want
struggle.
to work. Like, if I feel like you are the epitome of it, I feel like you're wifey type shit. I want to work for you. Like, I want to work to a point where, like, at the end of the day, when I got you, like, you know, I busted my ass. So then I know when I'm with you, ain't no dude gonna pull up in here, whisper 2-3 things to you, and now you gone. I know that based off the relationship we build and based off the effort that I put into showing that, hey, I'm the guy you want to be with. I'm the guy that can provide for you, protect you, all that shit. Right? I can just go to sleep and I know that I put in work for the shorty. But if she don't make me work off the rip, but she get it to me off the rip, I mean, and then we go into a different kind of conversation.
Nah, for sure. But what I'm saying is that like,
Can it be like mutually beneficial?
yeah, like so I'm saying like you obviously have to work for that other person. Like you have to work, you have to show up, you have to put in time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that isn't the issue.
Yeah,
What
you
I'm
can't be
saying is that-
complacent and lazy. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if somebody shows that they don't want you, I don't feel like that is the right person for you. So if you're talking to me and you're like, yo, like I want you, and I'm like, evidently we're not compatible at this moment in time. So that means you should either one, if you really want to, you can work for me. But for me, I believe that you shouldn't have to work for anybody. It should just be like, if I want you, you want me. If we're vibing and the connection is right, it's just gonna flourish.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I don't think that you need to like. This person is now manipulating you. Now I have to play this game where it's like, okay.
No, at that point, just leave then.
Yeah,
No,
just
but
leave that.
the thing
Just
is,
Just
though,
step out of that.
But while you're in it, bro, it's a lot of fun to play that game.
That's what I'm saying. For those of y'all who like to play that game now, you want to put in that work and you want to stay in it. And you see something in that person that, you know what, I think this is worth fighting for, so I'm gonna keep doing this. Then do that.
Of course.
But if you got a good head on your shoulders, if somebody's gonna keep you on a hook, get up out of there.
Oh, 100%.
Get up out of there.
But it could be
100%.
the perfect person, you think, bro.
Obviously
How-
not.
how are they perfect
How
if
you
they're
perfect?
doing
You
that?
put me on a hook.
Yeah. For me, the way I guess is my final thoughts on this matter. For me, when I'm in this situation, I like to be spitting my A1 game. Like how you said, I want to work for it. You know what I mean? I will work. I'll put in the work.
Yeah.
But I also want to feel like they are spitting their A1 game as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to. It's
their A game.
They're
I'm
hitting
getting.
me with what I'm hitting them with.
Yeah.
Hit me with the same energy. We'll match energies. As soon as I feel like something different is going on, then we have an issue.
Okay.
And now, because I'm grown from what I was before in the past, like if I start to feel like I'm not getting the respect that I think I should get from now on, I just cut. There's no way I'm staying around anymore.
Because if you don't, you start
it's
making excuses for people.
facts.
That's when you start settling for things less than you deserve. And
Yeah.
that's when you and that's a very like toxic cycle where you're gonna find yourself in Demarcus' shoes where you're like that. Like, I don't know if y'all heard that like proverb or that little. So it's basically when you put a frog, you know, in a pot of water, you don't, you know, put it in boiling water. You sort of crank up the water and it slowly boils, and that's how you kill it. But if you throw it in the water, it's gonna know that, oh shit, that shit's hot and want to jump out. But if you just slowly increase the temperature of the water, boiling it up, they don't know that it's getting that hot. So what I'm trying to say is, all right, I hope y'all understood that.
I mean, we did, but damn, that's a crazy analogy.
Yeah,
I like it though.
You got like the math chick. Can you
In my
put
head,
that
that's
in
how it works.
put
Like,
that
I
on me?
swear. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you start early to like sort of make excuses for the way you're being treated, and you allow certain behaviors to happen, you are now building sort of a tolerance to that level of disrespect.
Okay, that
And
is-
so then
yeah.
moving
Okay.
forward,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
what like I've been in situations, I swear to you, man, like I'm with a new girl, right, and we diving deep on like sort of the things we've been through, and I've been like, yo, this girl did this and this and this to me. She like, damn, you let that shit happen?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she in the back of her head, well, I can get away with this
Yeah, that's
and
facts,
this.
that's
And then the
facts.
next thing you know, it's like, well, now they level it up.
Yeah.
But you've already become so accustomed to the other shit that you're like, this ain't even that bad. I'm going to just let this slide. And that's when you can find yourself, you know, getting disrespected, and you never want to be in that position.
100%.
So what's your final thoughts on the hook then?
So my final thoughts on the hook, man, is as a I can only speak for someone putting people on a hook.
Okay.
Just don't do it, man. Just be straight. Just be straight up with people. Be honest with people. Be honest with your intentions. You know, if you don't truly see yourself being with that person, be honest with that person. As well as be honest with yourself, right? And let them go. Don't keep people lingering. Don't keep people. Don't, you know, give people hope of one day being with you just out of comfort or just out of, you know, having something to fall back on. Because that to me, it shows weakness.
Especially when you know it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it shows
Like,
just,
just-
weakness in your character. It shows selfishness. It shows a little bit of cowardice as
it's
well.
very
And,
selfish.
and that's what I want. I want to work towards that. Like, I'm trying to actively work towards, you know, being the kind of person who just, you know, hey, we're not gonna do. Hey, this ain't for me. I'm out of here.
Literally keeping people on the hook, knowing damn well that you know
It
you
ain't never gonna happen.
it ain't gonna happen for them, and you're gonna move on in about 3 days.
yeah.
Like, that's rude as hell. Final
think-
thoughts, Glue. What's going on?
I think my final thoughts are, if you feel like you're being mistreated, you probably are. So I mean, try and take like an outside look into the relationship.
Yeah.
Like
What you mean by
you're
that?
always gonna
Okay.
be in that lusty phase because you're gonna be attracted to that person. You're gonna be wanting that person. But like, try and if you feel like you're being disrespected,
That's so hard to do, bro.
it is. It really is.
How can you be in a situation and still be able to look at a situation and be like, let me remove myself from the situation and look at, okay, I guess the question would be like, what would I say what would I tell myself 5 months prior to this if they saw me doing this? What advice would I give myself? Maybe that's a
Exactly like
better
that.
way.
You know what I mean? Or like if my friend was in this situation, how would I react to that? How would I think
Yeah, exactly.
my friend's being
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just trying to take that step out and see like, is this really how it's supposed to go? If it's not just flourishing by itself and you feel like you're putting in more work,
Especially early.
yeah, right? And they're not being like attentive to you, then you're probably on the hook.
Slide.
That's it. Slide.
But like if you feel like you can see that and you're willing to work still for that person, then by all means please do what you want to do. But yeah, I think on that, we're gonna end this
We're
podcast.
gonna end this podcast,
Go end
baby.
this podcast right there. That's what's up.
You was real quiet today.
Yeah.
I wa-
okay?
yo,
I just want to let you know that.
no,
You just seem like, were you thinking a lot?
I was trying to like. It's hard for me to like speak on some topics sometimes because I don't.
That's crazy because I would have thought you would have really related to this one. You know?
I know you'd be saying that in the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, no, I've
Said it
I
a
don't
couple
keep chicks on the hook,
times.
bro. For me, bro. I'm good.
I'm just coming from a place where the guy that wants to be best friends with all his exes, like that to me, that sounds like a little bit of hook. But you know, hey,
That's more the
Shit.
orbit, bro. That's more the orbit. I'm
oh,
more
you got
the
them orbiters. Sheesh.
We'll get into that.
the
We'll get into
No,
that.
honestly, like on God, I'm okay being by myself.
Oh, I know you are.
Yeah, so it's like for me, I don't need to keep anybody on the hook, bro. If I tell you straight up, I don't want to be with you, and like I don't want to be with you, I don't want to be with you. if I want to be with you, or we have like some situationship, like we're friends with benefits
Yeah.
or whatever, then I cool.
So, what's your situation right now?
I'm chilling, trying to work towards something. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has your mind changed about the end goal that you see for yourself at this point in time, or are you still not ready to commit
In life, or what are you saying?
in a relationship?
I'm more or less willing.
You're willing now.
Yeah, so my mood has changed, bro.
You're okay. That's all I want. I was just curious, man, because you know.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
mood has changed.
Does that feel good for you?
It's
Glue?
frightening, but it's cool.
Cool.
It's frightening, but it's cool.
What are you scared of?
Bro, don't even come at me
all
right
right,
now.
all right.
We gonna handle
Just
this.
off air.
We gonna handle
Yo,
this.
Key baby, you wanna? Oh wait, hold, yo, my
Yeah.
God,
Fuck it
Forgot
out,
it.
dude.
Forgot
Every
it.
time, bro.
yo,
forgot
we're
it, bro.
choking, bro.
Every time, man. It's cool. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
If
you made it this far,
Go
man, you better
ahead.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Go ahead and like,
Bro, we just hit 100 subscribers on.
We
on YouTube,
did
by
hit
the
a
way.
Hey.
Shout out to
Thank
you,
you for
100
that.
subscribers.
Thank you for that.
Big
I
ups,
need
big
to
ups.
run a
That's
YouTube campaign. You know, one of the promotion things.
Word. Let's get some more
A couple
followers.
dollars.
Those things,
Yeah,
do
YouTube.
they work?
Bro, they work.
Okay.
Cool.
They work. They actually
Cool.
work. Anywho. Q-Baby, you want to give it? Oh, wait, hold on. Time out. Yo, shout out to all the first-time listeners. Thank you
There
for
it
coming.
is.
Shout out to all the repeat offenders. Thank you for coming back. Obviously said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe
Yes,
on
sirski.
YouTube.
Yes,
Follow
sirski.
us on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
And if you want to follow our personal pages too, I'm trying to get my growth up.
You
feel
trying to
me?
get your
I know
personals
I
up, huh?
Yeah, I know I haven't posted since like 2018, but don't come for me. Let me just allow that.
Personals
allow
Nah,
that.
nah.
like
you-
every single pic of his so he knows it's
But
100.
yo,
Nah,
I be
if
posting
you-
stories, and they funny as fuck.
They are
Nah.
pretty funny.
Nah, if you ain't bad, don't follow me.
Q-Baby, do you like to do your outro, buddy?
Man, yeah, I'll do my outro for sure. Listen, I only really ask 3 things of the viewers every
Yup.
single week. One of them is to stay healthy. Number 2, stay safe.
Yo, and for all the girls, stay safe, please, for the love of God,
Stay
bro.
safe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good. That was a good
cool.
interruption.
That was a good
I
one.
know, for real. Like that shit kills me, bro. Anyway.
Yeah, it's super whack, bro. No, definitely stay safe. Here's your second reminder to stay safe. And number 3, for the love of God, please stay out the streets.
And it's your boy Demarcus saying, man, get off that hook.
Kazerski.
All right? Go find yourself a new man's that's gonna treat you right. You feel me? But most importantly, take care of yourself.
Yo.
Take care of your mental.
Yes, sir.
Peace and love.
Hey. And you already know who it is. It's your boy Glue.
What up, Glue?
Today, Demarcus, you really took the host with the most thing on point. No
Did
cap.
I?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You,
Yeah.
you spent some. You spent some.
Yeah.
Something. You know. You
Oh,
spent
great.
some, bro.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh, that was
Appreciate it.
nice.
Appreciate
yo.
it. I had to look both ways.
But you already know what it is.
House of the
Stay
street, that's
humble. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Sheesh.
Later.
Peace.
Yo,
Big-
I thought I usually say something else, but I can't
A
remember.
big pause on that one. Yeah, you took a big old
I'll
pause.
cut that. Don't worry.
Cool.
Yo, stay humble, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Later.
Peace.
Did you say blessed?
Nah.
Somebody says blessed.
I'll probably say it.